Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball Podcast, episode 113. I'm Adam Miller, and I'm here with Jaren Will each and every week, and we are going to be bringing you the news and notes on all 11 Division I schools in the state of Indiana, because in 49 states,
it's just basketball.
Fumbled over my words there, man. My brain's not on basketball; it's on Pokemon Fire Red, you know. My brain is in Kanto, but my body is here in Indiana.
Yeah, apologize for being a couple minutes late. I will admit, Adam and I were both playing Pokemon on our Switches. He was playing Fire Red, I was playing Leaf Green. We looked down at the time, we were like, oh shit, it's 2 minutes till, and we still had other things we needed to wrap up.
We're just trying to be 9 years old again, you know, sitting there playing Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green with your best friend in the same room, just wandering around Kanto and, you know, trading a Kadabra so that he can have an Alakazam, you know, things that just guys being dudes, really, right? You know, just the peak performance. But it's college basketball season. More specifically, it's the best time in college basketball season because what is it, Jaren?
It is March.
And we are in the postseason now for some of our teams.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah. It's games start quite literally tomorrow.
Yeah,
for some of our teams, for their postseason games start tomorrow.
Yeah, like
Monday.
Yeah,
for anyone that's listening after this.
But although, no matter when you're listening to it, if it's in the next 2 weeks, probably still true.
That's factual.
Probably still true.
That's factual.
I'm not a conference tournament weeks is better than the first weekend, but I think it's the next best thing. I think it's better than Feast Week because you have the most amount of games on at all times. Like there's no shortage of games to find, and they all matter. Like someone's season is ending every single game, basically. And there's just something special about that it's just when the stakes are high and you get people playing to continue their season, the basketball is just at its best. So I don't think it's better than the first weekend. That's the pinnacle of like all sports for me. But this is a close second for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like one of those things because it's when games, kind of like you said, matter.
Yeah.
Like it's every game matters. Let's be real.
Every game is game 7 to somebody.
Yeah. It is truly win or go home.
Yeah, like you're gonna have, you know, like you're gonna have someone in the Big Ten playing like Michigan, and it's like, oh, like if they beat Michigan, like they might get into the NCAA tournament, or they're just done. Their season is just done.
Yeah,
and that's what's, you know, special about it. And so we're gonna be talking a little bit about those upcoming conference tournaments. Not everyone is moving on to conference tournament time. Just the Missouri Valley, the Ohio Valley, and the Horizon League are moving on to their conference tournaments, and then the other 3 leagues will follow the next week
that we cover. Right?
Yeah.
There are other leagues that are, you know,
that
starting things, but of leagues that we cover,
and we will talk about those. But we're going to tell you when they start. We're not going to tell you about the brackets. That's too many brackets. If we had more time, if we had a second show in the week, be all for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get into it.
Before we start, our power rankings are always presented by Crow's Nest Coffee, except for those few weeks at the beginning of the year when they weren't. We were under some contract disputes.
Yeah,
the NIL funding didn't match what we needed.
Yeah. Our guy was talking to their guy.
But the power rankings section of the podcast is presented by Crow's Nest Coffee. You get 15% off every order using promo code TSOB. So get coffee. That way you can stay up late and watch conference games and order it now. You'll have it by the first weekend of the tournament. And there's going to be late games. So it'll fuel you. It'll fuel you through the night when there's 4 straight.
If you're on the West Coast, there'll be early games, man.
True. So pick up your Crow's Nest coffee now using promo code TSOB. But power rankings. A number of shakeups based on outcomes this week and kind of things that we reevaluated. So to kick us off with number 11, we've got Southern Indiana. They did stay the same. Unfortunately, they were the first team ruled out of their conference
postseason,
playoffs,
yeah.
postseason for us, and also the second team nationally. So unfortunately, they are at the bottom of our list of 11 there. Number 10 is IUND. They did drop a few spots, but mostly because the two teams that are directly above them moved up some spots. So 9 is Ball State. They're on a hot streak right now. They've won 2 straight. Season quite literally is on the line for them, and they're winning when it matters. Unfortunately, they didn't get those wins earlier in the season, but they're winning now, and they've got some momentum to try and get into the MAC tournament. Number 8 is Evansville. Just picked up a huge win over our 5th ranked team. Spoiler alert there, against Valpo. So picking up that win, we felt deserved to move them up a spot. So Evansville and Ball State both moved up 1 spot, which then in turn caused IUND to drop 2 spots. Number 7 is Purdue Fort Wayne. Lost a couple games, and inherently number 6 Indiana State picked up a big win today to end off their regular season, and that kind of gave them some momentum to pull forward ahead of Purdue Fort Wayne. Number 5 is Valpo, still the same from last week. Number 4 is Notre Dame, also remaining there. Number 3 is Butler. Number 2 is Indiana. Number 1 is Purdue. So our top 5 have remained the same for quite some time now. It was just those bottom 6 that kind of been shuffling around, and that's kind of where we sit presently as we wrap up. Honestly, they probably won't change much from there, just because some of the teams aren't playing anymore.
Yeah.
Unless there's some major shakeups.
Unless Ball State wins out,
yeah,
like if Ball State
Ball
wins
State,
out, man.
Or
if
even
IU goes on to, well, in the next week, we won't do it this next week. IU's not going to I don't see it. Ball State's the only team that I think could win, because IU would have to win the Big Ten tournament, and we're done with power rankings at that point.
Yeah. So at this point, it's our penultimate power rankings of the season. Maybe some changes next week, just based on how this week of postseason play works out for some of the teams. But otherwise, that's our Week 17 power rankings.
So almost done, man. I mean, yeah, like you said, pretty close to solidified, but some good results this week. Some surprising ones in my mind, and today was one high and a lot of lows. But let's talk about our first team, Jaren. Ball State, they moved up. So they went from 314 to 291. They went 2-0 this week. They're 10-19 on the season and 5-11 in the MAC. Reminder, they do only play 18 games in the MAC, just like the ACC. I think those are the only leagues that we have cover that only play 18 games. They don't play the full 20 like everyone else. They won this week over UMass 74-43. That's not right. They won at Northern Illinois 79-43, and then they won over UMass 74-73. It must be a typo in overtime. So that's Ball State. Apologize.
Our unpaid intern screwing it up. But with those 2 big wins, the Ball State Cardinals are our Hickory team of the week. No team deserved it more than them this week. They had that 18-point comeback to go to overtime against UMass. Armani Ziegler, huge game winner there to propel them forward. Truly playing like must-win games to get into the MAC tournament, because they are, right? We said a couple weeks ago they needed to win the next 4 to be in that conversation. Winning when it matters, picking up huge wins. UMass, a team they absolutely had to beat. Then the NIU game, just absolute domination. They had 20 assists, sharing the ball. They limited NIU to only 6 assists, so they're being disruptive there. Held NIU to 25% shooting, so did it on the offensive end by putting up 79. Then was stifling on the defensive side to win these games when it matters the most. So certainly deserved the Hickory Team of the Week award for Week 17.
Yeah, I mean that. They seem to do this every year where we end up always having to figure out exactly how they're going to end up in the MAC tournament. And I didn't think we were going to be doing that this year because their play had been a little bit uninspiring. And then they come out and they beat UMass in overtime. Thought they were going to win it in regulation, but the foul, I was like, oh, dude, I was like, they're going to win it free throws. Is what I was texting you. And you're like, are they? And then the foul was not on the shooter. So they did not end up winning in regulation, but just like 18-point comeback. It's like, okay, they're playing well. And then they go and beat the brakes off of Northern Illinois. And it's like, okay, waited a little long, guys.
Well, I remember you texted me during the UMass game and you were like, it might be a lost cause for Ball State. Or maybe you
texted me that.
I texted you that.
Like,
and then you're like, I think you kind of agreed.
Yeah.
And then I doubled back later as like the game was wrapping. I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
Dude, check this out.
Yeah.
I think we were watching. There was another game that day that I think we were both watching. Or maybe I was at baseball practice.
Yeah,
and I
was
like
something.
Catching the end.
I don't know.
But
because that was like Tuesday night, I think. I ended up watching that. I remember because I didn't get to go to it was Wednesday night was the game, I think. Regardless, doesn't matter. But
yeah,
they played how they looked like they needed to win both of these games to make the MAC tournament. Again, waited a little bit too long to kick it into gear, but better late than never. So can they make it to the MAC tournament? It's like one scenario, right?
So you mentioned a few minutes ago that we were hoping we were going to sit here and like talk about the tiebreakers and how it's going to pan out. Well, I went ahead and did that.
Sweet.
I broke it down for us. So right now, Ball State is sitting in 10th place. Central Michigan, they're in 8th now. Reminder, last week UMass was in 8th, but Ball State winning against them, kind of changed that a little bit. UMass is currently in 9th place. CMU has 2 more games remaining. UMass has 1 more game. CMU plays Akron. Okay, that bodes well
for Ball State.
Yeah. Because CMU needs to lose both of their remaining games. So they play Akron. Cool, great. Akron should handle that. I mean, they're a team that's people are talking about would be the team from the MAC that gets in, right? As a at-large bid. Then CMU finishes the season against Ball State. So that makes things very interesting. The key factor here is the UMass game. UMass has to lose to Ohio. They're currently favored. Ohio's still a good team, a better team record-wise, right? But UMass is also playing like their season depends on it.
Yeah, UMass
because it very much does.
UMass hosts Ohio,
and Ohio is solidified. They're making the MAC tournament, so there's obviously more stakes there for UMass than Ohio. Obviously, seeding could apply for Ohio as well, but in general. So if UMass loses and Ball State wins both their games, we're looking at a situation where Ball State should be in 8th place. The key wrinkle here, aside from the UMass game, is Ball State, like I mentioned, plays the last game of the season against Central Michigan. They also have Western Michigan. The same Western Michigan that took Miami to the brink.
Yeah.
And almost won against them.
You gotta hope
earlier.
Spoilers. We gotta hope it's a hangover for them. Dude.
Yeah. So there's a Western's playing really good basketball. I still think that they're a stretch to make the MAC tournament based on where they're currently seated. I don't quite remember that, but either way, they're playing really good basketball right now. Western, yeah.
They're 4-12, so they can't make it.
They're sitting low. Ball State, but thing you need to know: Ball State needs to win their 2 next games. Central Michigan needs to lose both their games, and UMass needs to lose their last game.
So here's my question, though: if Ball State wins both, and UMass wins both, they will both be 7-11. Ball State won the head-to-head. against UMass.
I believe they played twice, though.
I don't think they did. I was just looking at it. I'll pull it back up. I couldn't find unless I missed it. They did. Okay, so it's tied. So then what does it go to then?
The MAC has weird tiebreaker rules that I still, after so many years, haven't quite figured out. But I'm just choosing to believe that UMass loses their next game.
Okay, between two teams, head to head, then winning percentage versus ranked conference teams, top to bottom, versus common opponents, regardless of the number of times played. Bro, number 3 is a coin flip.
Yeah.
Winning percentage, so whatever there. So I would assume that UMass has a better winning percentage against the top of the league. So yeah, UMass just has to lose.
Yeah.
For them to get in. Man, you're coaching for your life here. If you could call in a favor. So Ball State hanging on by a thread here. They're hanging on by a 4-game win. They need a 4-game win streak, and UMass to lose one more.
Yep. And Central Michigan to lose. If Central Michigan beats Akron, then it's
which would be surprising.
It's
to me.
GG's.
If Central Michigan beats Akron, that is horrific for the league. That is a death sentence for the league.
Dude, Western Michigan beating Miami might have been.
Yeah, both of those would have been terrible. Like both of those would have been like, no matter what, this is a 1-bid league. Like, no matter what happens. So.
Yeah. But it's depressing to think about.
Yeah, let's move on.
That there's just so many factors that have to go in their favor.
Yeah. Again, for the 3rd time in a row.
Quite literally.
Let's talk about Butler. Yep. So they went down a little bit here from 69th, to 72. They went 0-1 this week. It brings them to 15-14 on the season and 6-12 in the Big East. They've got 2 more remaining, but their one loss this last week was at Villanova, 82-73. I mean, this is one of the 3 tournament teams in the Big East. Like, you weren't supposed to win this game, especially down as many people as you have been. It was, competitive enough to, kind of feel like, okay, we did something, but ultimately Villanova handled business.
Yeah, it was actually funny to me the other night, Saturday night, last night. I was at my parents' house for some birthday parties, celebrating my brother-in-law and sister. And we were watching basketball. The Villanova and St. John's game came on. Mm-hmm. And everyone, I was in one room by myself because it was the only room that had an open seat on the couch.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm sitting on the couch. I don't want to stand. And they were like, oh, Villanova has a very similar record to St. John's. Why is St. John's ranked? Why is Villanova not? Well, Villanova's still receiving votes. Yeah. They're a very good team. And then the outcome of that St. John's game showed, and then I think everyone was like, oh, now I get why St. John's is ranked and Villanova might not be. They're good. They're just not as good.
Yeah.
Sorry for that tangent. It was just, it happened, and I kind of giggled from the other room.
A lot of craziness from the Big East, man, this week.
Yeah. But yeah, the big thing in this game with Butler is, right, Villanova being a really good team. They doubled their turnovers that they had the last 2 games. Mm-hmm. So the last 2 games, they had 6 each turnovers. That's pretty decent. You like to see that. Single-digit turnovers, always a good thing. They had 14 against Villanova. Villanova's a good enough team that they're gonna take advantage of those.
Yeah.
You also just can't let them shoot 32 3-pointers.
Yeah. while you go, what, 3 of 13?
Yeah. Like I think Villanova was 10 of 32. Mm-hmm. So that's 21 points.
Yeah, more from 3.
Just from 3. But it is what it is.
Yeah, this was the expected result. Kind of the most interesting thing for me is there was an interview that Akeem Glaspie did. He's the Butler beat writer for Indy Sport, the Indy Star. He did an interview with the AD and just kind of talking about just Butler and the sport, and it seems like the AD seems to think that they're spending money and that money is not the issue, but money is definitely the issue. Like Thad Matta is a good coach, and money is just they are I think the worst team or second the last team in NIL in the Big East. And so if you're like a guy who wants Thad Matta gone, I'm not. It doesn't sound like that is likely. It seems like it could happen, but it doesn't. It seems less likely than. It seems more likely that he'll be back than he won't be. But regardless of if you get a new coach or not, I don't think it's going to be fixed unless you're willing to spend. Although Butler fans do have their eye on Butler alum Travis Steele, who's currently coaching an undefeated, barely undefeated team.
Yeah.
But so that's just kind of a little bit of Butler news. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're going to make a move this offseason, but we don't need to talk about that quite yet because they're still playing, and so is Travis Steele's team.
True. And speaking of still playing, obviously another week to go for them in the regular season. But as things currently stand, I believe they're tied with Xavier in the Big East standings, which would just result in them playing Xavier just based on where they're currently tied at in the first round of the Big East tournament if the season ended today. So just of note.
They played each other a lot. Yeah, they're both 6-12.
Yep. And they've split. They split this season.
Yeah.
So just something of note.
They're always playing Xavier.
So
yeah, they're both tied at 8th. But let's move on. Let's talk. I mean, not a lot of exciting talk about Butler here to continue on. So let's talk about Evansville. They went down one spot in Torvik, which is a little surprising. They went from 3-10 to 3-11. They went 1-1 this week, and they have finished their regular season. So their final regular season record is 7-24, and 3 wins and 17 losses in the Missouri Valley. It's a lot of losses.
It's a lot of losses.
They went 1-1, like I said. So they beat Valpo at home, 80-79, and then they lost to Southern Illinois, 81-67. Which, first of all, is crazy. I think the Southern Illinois game, I think it was the Southern Illinois game that was a reschedule.
Yep, from January 9th.
Yeah, because of weather or whatever. Back-to-back games to close the season is crazy, especially coming off of a 1-point last-second shot win, then having to play the very next game. At least they didn't have to travel like Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
Had to go there, but brutal, a brutal end to the season because it had to be today.
Also play yesterday.
I don't think they played yesterday, but I will find out for you.
But yeah, that. Crazy. At first I was confused of why it was back to back.
Because it wasn't on our. We didn't talk about it last time on our schedule because our schedule is imported. They played at Indiana State on Wednesday, so they had time. To go back home,
which was fine. But yeah, I mean, that Valpo game, right? We've talked all season about these elusive shooting well from 3 games for Evansville. They either shoot pretty decent or they shoot horrendously.
Usually it's like the best ever or the worst ever. It's like 48, 8.
Yeah, and in this game, I mean, was one of those games where they shot well. They were 9 of 21 from 3, and they certainly needed every bit of those 9 made threes because the game winner obviously came on a 3-pointer as well. But they also got to the line a lot in the second half.
Yeah.
Like, I think they shot.
And they only missed 1.
Yeah. So, obviously, those factors came into play, and it worked out for them. Unfortunately, it came at the cost of some seeding for one of our other teams in their respective conference brackets. But I think you sent me a meme yesterday, maybe. Anytime we watch an in-state matchup, it's just like, who do we root for?
Oh yeah, the
like jester masks.
Yeah, or whatever. The masks where one's happy, one's sad.
And this is one of those games where it's like you love to see Evansville getting this win, absolutely love it, but then it's also At what cost?
Yeah, if if they had to win one game this week, I would have much rather than beat Southern Illinois. No
Yeah.
offense, no offense to Valpo. That was a very good win, and like AJ Casey was incredible. Put on career high 37 points, 11 rebounds. He only missed 4 shots all night and didn't miss from three, and like he was incredible. It just absolutely amazing, and like Leif Mueller was good, 10 boards, 11 assists, which is ridiculous. Like that's better than good. And then Joshua Hughes 10 points, 10 boards. So like three double doubles, ridiculous. And then Bryce Quinnett before he fell out had 18 points. So it wasn't just AJ Casey. It was mostly just those four guys though. They only had seven. They only had seven guys. And then Quinnett went out. So they only had six. But they did pull off the win. And like it was crazy because, end of the game, Valpo comes down. Brody Whitaker hits a shot with like 3.3 seconds left, and then they just kind of like you knew the ball was going to be in Casey's hands. Valpo didn't really make a true effort to try and stop him. I thought it wasn't like it looked like he was just going to get down the court because they were only up two, so they couldn't. I mean, they could foul, but it would be ill advised.
Yeah.
And he just banked in a three at the buzzer. Game over. They reviewed it for a couple of seconds, but it was clear second it went out of his hands that it was good. And I mean, say the same thing I said about Ball State. Why now? Like, why wait?
Yeah.
Why wait? But huge win for Evansville. Huge for the Aces. And yeah, so I didn't get to catch the Southern Illinois game. I was driving to Huntington and back, so I didn't.
Fun little round trip there.
Well, I had found a bike for my daughter because she's just started learning how to ride a bike today. So I found a bike, but it was in Roanoke. So we had to go to Roanoke to get the bike. But the lady who was selling me the bike was like, actually, the back tire won't hold air, so you just have it for free.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, clutch. But the back tire wouldn't hold air, so I had to get an inner tube for it. But it's a 14-inch inner tube, which apparently is not sold in Fort Wayne. Just everywhere that I looked, like Do It Best, Meijer, Walmart.
Did you go to the bike shop?
The bike shops were all closed.
Oh, that's fair.
Or like, I'm sure Trek might have been open, but like I ended up finding one at a hardware store, and the hardware store was in Huntington. And I was like, I'm already going to Roanoke. It's just like 15 more minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
So I made the like 45-minute drive there and back and missed the whole Southern Illinois game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it just boiled down to, Evansville shot pretty decently, which is surprising back-to-back games where they shoot well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the score was relatively close, but SIU just had a lot more attempts. They were dogging on the rebounds. I think they had like 15 offensive rebounds.
SIU.
Yeah,
the
SIU.
Dogs.
And a bunch of, second chance points.
Mm-hmm.
They also converted on dang near every turnover that Evansville had. Like, it was respectable.
Yeah.
It was like Evansville had 9 turnovers. SIU had 6.
Mm-hmm.
But SIU had like 16 or 17 points off turnovers. So that's going to kill you there. It's one thing to turn the ball over. It's one thing to turn the ball over and then give up a basket. And that's just kind of what was the story of the game. And that's all I've got for Evansville. So next up, we've got Indiana.
Yeah. Before we will talk. So we'll talk about, because this is one of our teams that's playing
this week.
This next week. We'll talk about that in our next week section when we talk about games to be aware of, because we would rather just talk about them all the teams at once. In the bracket. So go ahead.
Good call out. Indiana, they're currently ranked 35 in Torvik. That is down from 29 where they were last week. They went 0-2. They are 17-12 overall, 8-10 in the Big Ten. They lost to Northwestern 72-68. Then they lost to Michigan State 77-64. Adam and I, among many people, did not quite realize the current losing streak that Indiana has against Northwestern until like the day before the game.
Mm-hmm.
When people started posting about it, everyone was just like, it was crazy actually how everyone on Twitter was like, wait, what? When we're talking about the fact that Indiana had lost their last 5 against Northwestern and 6 of their last 7. Well, now it's their last 6 against Northwestern. So that hurts a lot. Big thing, couple things about this game. Key thing is 9 minutes and 15 seconds in the second half where Indiana did not score a basket.
Mm-hmm.
And that all came late in the half. After Indiana was up at halftime, by the way. They were up. And then they just...
The second half was horrendous.
They
literally forgot to make a basket.
Yeah.
Credit to Northwestern, I guess, for stopping Lamar Wilkerson, who was cooking them in the first half, but they did not score for like 10, 12 minutes. What was it? It felt like 30. It felt like 30 minutes.
Well, game time, it was 9 minutes and 15 seconds. A 9 minute and 15 second stretch. Obviously, there is more. Like if you think about like the entire second half, that is longer because like they'd score, they would go like 2 minutes without a bucket, then they'd score, then maybe they'd go. But they went
9 and whatever straight.
9 minutes and 15 seconds straight, which in real time is like half an hour. Yeah. But at the end of the game, Tucker DeVries went for a shot to try and tie it.
Mm-hmm.
He got fouled very clearly. Didn't get called. It was
unofficially got fouled.
Yeah. From everyone's perspective except for the referee.
Mm-hmm.
He was fouled. Obviously, he missed it because it was a very tough. He had his arm slapped. Would have been a chance to go to the line to make for three free throws, which would have tied the game. Possession before, I'd also argue that Tate Connerway
got fouled.
Had a backdoor cut to the basket and went up for a dunk, and the defender's arm came down right on top of his head. Didn't get called for a foul. I'd argue that's a foul. I don't know. I don't know many situations where getting hit in the head while shooting a basket.
Yeah, he even looked around like.
Yeah, like he went down. The whole play was drawn up for him to go to the rim.
Yeah, I don't know why draw a foul. That wasn't called either.
So those two situations, like the Tate Connerway one, he got the 2 off the dunk. He would have gone to the line for 3. That would have tied the game. And then a couple possessions later, the Tucker DeVries ones would have given them 3 points to try, 3 free throws to try and tie the game. Regardless, they shouldn't have been in that position anyway.
Yeah, and that one hurts because you had to have this one to feel like good about your NCAA tournament. Like, this is not a good loss. And then that puts a lot of pressure on you to then beat Michigan State, who just beat a ranked team and is looking sorry. After losing to Northwestern, you look at the schedule and you go, oh, we play Michigan State next. That sucks. What day do we play them? The first of what? Oh, that's a scheduled loss. You're not going to be.
February is baby.
This is a quintessential Tom Izzo team that is playing their best basketball come March. And so the result of the Michigan State game, 77-64, was honestly like fine. It was close late and, just, fouling and everything at the end. Like, it was closer than the score suggests. But, like, Indiana just, aside from Tucker DeVries and Lamar Wilkerson, was just booty. Booty.
I mean, going into halftime, it was pretty demoralizing. I don't remember the exact halftime deficit.
It's like 9, I think.
But it was like, and it felt bigger than 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then the entire second half, like they got it within like 4 or 6, I think, early in the second half. It's like, okay. And then Michigan State just did Michigan State things. And anytime Indiana like tried to get something going on offense, they'd get a bucket here and there. Michigan State would just counter it and maintain their lead. So I mean, they kept it respectable. Michigan State's just relentless in general. And especially in the month of March.
Yeah.
I will say, I thought Indiana did a great job of limiting Cohen Carr posters.
Mm-hmm.
There were several occasions where like there was an oop that was thrown, and I think I texted you about it. That's when you said you weren't watching. That it was like, if Cohen Carr throws this down, he jumped 15 feet in the air. Like he jumped out of the gym to go get it. I think Tucker was just right in front of him, just jumped up, swatted it out of the way. Was like, okay, this is a good sign. And then several other occasions, like he'd go up, he'd get it, you know, in the paint, ready to go straight up and dunk it, and we would just swarm him. It was like every time he touched the ball in a dunking situation, Indiana defended him well. Unfortunately, a lot of those times the ball then got kicked out, and Michigan State made a 3. So
I did watch most of the second half, but so Indiana's 8-10 right now. They need to win out to go 10-10. How many times in the last 10 seasons do you think Indiana has been above 500 in the Big Ten?
These are the last 10?
Mm-hmm. The last 10 seasons.
Twice.
Can you tell me when?
Mike Woodson's second year.
Where they were a 4 seed, losing to St. Mary's.
And then the year the tournament got canceled. The 2019-2020 season.
No. They were, so you're right, it was Mike Woodson's second year, that was 2023. They were 35th in Torvik, which is what they are now. They were a 4 seed at 35th in Torvik, which is crazy how different the resume is.
Yeah.
The other time was 2016, Tom Crean. They were 15-3.
Oh, I thought Archie did it. His like third.
Archie did it. He was 9-9, 8-12, 9-11, 7-12.
Oh, you said above 500, didn't you? I was thinking because the year I think I was thinking the 9-9 year.
Mike Woodson went 9-11, 12-8, 10-10, 10-10. And then Tom Crean was 9-9 in 2015. He was 7-11 in 2014, and then 14-4 in 2013.
So it was the year that Tom Crean got fired.
The year after, 2016, was when they were 15-3, and then they were 7-11 after that. The year he got fired in 2017, they were 7-11.
I keep thinking he got fired in 16. Oh, he got fired.
No, because remember they they went to the Sweet 16, lost to Syracuse, and then
it was 17 that he got fired.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
that happened, but just an interesting thing. They just I would like to see them not be anywhere near 500. Just like this is too depressing. So let's move on. Let's talk about a team that's also not 500, but
on the rise. Indiana State. They are 206 in Torvik. That is up from 214. They went 1-1 this week. They are 11-20 overall. 4-16 in the Valley. That is their final record, the final regular season record, to be specific. They lost at Southern Illinois 65-55. And then they won over Illinois Chicago 79-63. That SIU game, kind of wild thing. I didn't realize. Indiana State's third game this season where neither team shot above 40% from the field.
Say that again. What?
So Indiana State's played 3 games this season where neither team shot above 40%.
Defensive. Tony Bennett somewhere smiling. It's smiling at that.
Yeah, it's insane to think about. I don't know if they won any of those games. I think they won one of them. Yeah, I think they won 1, lost 2.
2 of 19 from 3 is disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, you win this game if you don't give up a 22-0 run in the first half, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't do that, you win. You only lost by 10.
Yeah. But hey, the UIC game, big win over a really good UIC team.
Holy momentum, dude.
Like, that's exactly what you want going into Arch Madness, starting their next game, obviously. We had a Camp Swagner season high, 25 points. He was 7 for 10 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think 9 for something from the field. 9 for 12, maybe.
I don't
9
remember
for
what he
13.
was, but I remember watching it. He had 3 in the first half, I think.
Yeah, and you mentioned 7 of 27 from 3 in that SIU game. They shot 48% from 3 this game.
Dude, they were on fire.
It was insane. Huge way to win, to pick up. And I believe that they play another one of our teams in Arch Madness, so it's
Who?
kind of scary.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana State. But we'll talk about that later. I think now we've got IU Indy. They're 284 in Torvik. That is down from 277. They did go 0-2 this week. They're 7-24 overall, 3-17 in the conference, and that is their final regular season record there. Their regular season has come to a close. They lost to Oakland 86-74. Then they lost to Purdue Fort Wayne 87-81. What do you got from that Oakland game? I was not able to catch it.
I just have one quick thing. I was just trying to find confirmation here. So that game against UIC didn't, matter in terms of seeding super a ton for Indiana State, but it mattered a lot for UIC because UIC got knocked. I think they were going to be the 2 or maybe the 3 seed because they were going to be tied record wise with Bradley, but they got knocked all the way down to tied for third with Illinois State and Murray State, and ended up knocking them 2 to 3 seed lines. So not an inspiring performance if you're a UIC fan, and then you get absolutely knocked down. So now you have to have a much harder path. That's brutal. You don't get it. It literally cost you the bye. It cost you an extra bye. So good on Indiana State for knocking somebody down. Indiana State, IU Indy, just on the wrong spot on my notes. They were close until the end. They shot well, but just this is it's like Oakland used the same scheme that they did for Purdue Fort Wayne. Was you know what? You want to take a bunch of threes? Have them. Have all the threes you want. We are just going to absolutely obliterate you in the paint.
Yeah.
They outscored them in the paint 60-30, which is crazy, dude. 60, almost more than 2/3 of your points coming inside the paint is nasty work. And high percentage shots for Oakland, and it worked, man.
Yeah, my just biggest observation this season for IU Indy is just when they're down, regardless of who they're playing, they just start chucking threes, and they're not a super great 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
3-point shooting team. They're not a great shooting team in general,
right?
As things currently stand. So when they're chucking up these threes to try and catch back up, in theory, mathematically, it makes sense because you got a gap to close. Let's shoot a 3. Let's shoot the bucket that counts more.
Mm-hmm.
And
math
I just
major.
What
one-time math major.
Yeah. And I just think one thing that they can learn from is their defense has been stifling all year. They turned PFW over with a 5-second violation.
Yeah.
They're gonna lock you down and turn the ball over. So okay, let's rely on that aspect of our game, and then instead of just stopping and chucking a 3, let's figure out what our hour as a team. Where do we make the most baskets? Let's focus on those. If it's the mid range, great. Shoot 100 mid range shots a game. Don't shoot 100 threes. Shoot the basket. Shoot the ball from the spot on the court where you were the most likely to make it. And I think that, I don't know if it's a sense of panic or if they just go fast and it's just oh, I could stop on a dime real quick and just pop this 3. I don't know. And I know
they're just so small. They're just such a small team.
And I think that's something that Ben Howlett's going to evaluate.
They basically run 4 guards,
Yeah, but still. That's just been my observation is when they get down. And I think that's what causes them to lose a lot of games late, is because there's a sense of urgency, obviously, as the game goes down, that you're okay, we're playing fast. But
might as well turn them over and just
Yeah.
try and get the 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the down that kind of killed them in the PFW game because like it was close. Like they played a lot of games close, but last 2 minutes, like they would get a stop or they would, they would get a stop on the defensive end and then they would come down and they would shoot a 3 and they just missed. They couldn't hit anything to save their lives at the end or take contested 2s. PFW wasn't giving them anything. So the shooting killed them in that one at the end, but yeah, I mean they only forced 1 turnover in the second half of that one, and it was the 5-second call. PFW took care of the ball, which if you're taking care of the ball against IU Indy and the style that they play, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay. So IU Indy unable to pull that one off, but record 3-17, not what we thought it was going to be, but a lot of room to improve here. You ready to talk about Notre Dame?
Yep.
All right. They went down from 92 to 95, which is honestly, based on what I'm going to say, very, very impressive that they only went down 3 spots in this week. They went 1-1. Okay, not bad. 13-16 overall and 4-12 in the ACC. This is not a typo. I promise you. They lost to Duke 100-56. And then they followed that up, thankfully, with a win over NC State, 96-90 in overtime. This game was so bad against Duke that Micah Shrewsbury hurt his Achilles. That's how bad it was. I mean, it is. I think Duke is probably my national title favorite right now. I think it would be silly to have anyone else.
I think it's a 2-man race between Duke and Michigan.
And they already beat Michigan. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
right. But
yeah.
they will be the favorite in the bracket on, in every bracket will have them be the most popular pick. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Michigan will then be second. But like, this was the worst home loss since 1898. 44-point loss. That's the worst. That's their worst loss since losing to Chicago 1st Regiment. 64-8.
When they popped that up on the screen, I was like, what does this mean?
They like played the firefighter, like they played the soldiers. Who did they play?
I don't know. I don't know. But also only having 8 points was there no mercy rule?
Bro, they didn't know what they were doing. Chicago, the 1st Regiment of Illinois National Guard, based in Chicago, was a prominent infantry unit that gained a fortified armory designed so from 1890 to 1967. Why are they playing sports, dude? They had nothing else to do. Not only did they have nothing else to do, they had to go beat an actual team.
That's just insane. That NC State game, though, definitely, I'd say, I don't want to say fully makes up for it, but it was like watching a completely different team.
I don't think you could ever fully make up for that. But
yeah. But it was like watching a completely different team. Like Notre Dame just didn't quit. NC State was in control of the game for most of it. Then it came down to the end as like it was like I was borderline. I was like doing a couple things. I think I was cooking.
Yeah.
Like making a dish for the birthday celebration I went to Saturday. And then I like sat down and I was like, wait, Notre Dame slowly just started clawing back. It's like this could be good. This could be really good. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. It came down to the end. My brother-in-law walked into the room and he looked at the TV and he was like, oh, like reacting to a missed 3-pointer at the buzzer. And it was an NC State shot. He didn't like see who shot it. He just like saw it bounce out. He goes, what? Did you want overtime? I was like, no, I want Notre Dame to win. So yeah, I mean, so yes.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't care. Like, did I want overtime? Absolutely not.
Right.
But I just wanted Notre Dame to win. And NC State missing that buzzer beater to try and win it in regulation felt good. And then just watching the masterclass that Cole Serta put on in overtime was like, this dude's a dog.
Yeah, I mean, 32. He's third time he's had 30 or more in ACC play, which is he's only one of what is this? He's only he's second in the most 30-point plus games, which is crazy. and he's not behind Cameron Boozer.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So I saw this stat because people have been talking about Carson Tout. Apparently, one, he's going to be trying to go to the NFL at the end of the season, which I think makes a lot of sense. But he is 8th in career fouls committed, like in all of college basketball, at 459. Norchad Omier has 494. The thing that made me mad about when I saw this stat is that the people who posted it were like, Carson Tout could become the all-time leader in fouls committed by the end of the season. And I posted and I was like, he would have to foul out in every game with Notre Dame winning the ACC tournament and winning multiple games in the NCAA tournament to do that. If that's what it takes, I hope he does. if that's what it takes for him for Notre Dame to make the tournament and win multiple games, absolutely. I would be like, you know what? I fouled out 8 games in a row. I have more fouls than anyone, but look at what we did. look at what we did, because it's like we had to go through Duke, beat him.
Yeah,
went to the Sweet 16, saved Micah Shrewsbury's job. If that's what it takes.
I don't think his job is in jeopardy.
No, I don't think he's getting fired, but literally,
yeah.
I just thought that was funny that someone pointed that out. They also, because he's had that horrible free throw clip that was going around, or he's missed everything. He's been getting some flack. I want to let him know that that's not going to happen. It will continue to be Norchad Omier.
True. Moving on to Purdue Fort Wayne. They're 259 in Torvik. That is up from 261. They went 1-1 this week. They're 17-14 overall, 10-9 in the conference, and those are their final regular season records. They lost to Wright State 74-70. Then they won over IU Indy 87-81, as previously discussed. Big thing to me, that Wright State game is it sucks that they lost, but I see promise in it because Wright State's a very good team.
They won the conference.
Yeah. But aside from that,
they are the best.
Yeah. And they're just good in general. They're a team that if should they make it into the NCAA tournament, they're going to give some fits to a 4 seed or a 5 seed. Or I guess a 4 seed or a 3 seed maybe. But very good, very talented team there.
They've got
played close.
Yeah, they've got former PFW coach on the staff.
Yeah,
Dan Beret was an assistant at PFW, and now he's the head assistant at Wright State.
That is correct.
Shout out our old Spanish teacher, his wife, who taught us Spanish.
Who also was nominated into the PFW Hall of Fame
for volleyball.
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It might have been this game.
That game. Interesting. That would have been maybe.
I don't know.
That would be very convenient for the family if it was.
Yeah. I'm actually curious now. I'm gonna look it up.
But yeah, so lose to Wright State. Wright State wins the conference. I mean, you could have stopped them from winning it outright, right there, but that didn't happen. And then IU Indy, I mean, they were huge down the stretch. Took care of the ball in the second half, like we kind of talked about in the IU Indy section, and then didn't let IU Indy get anything. Really anything going at the end of the game there. Only had that one turnover in the second half. So, took care of business, got the season sweep of their rival down in Indy. A little bit less fun of a rivalry now that both of their names have changed, but rivalry nonetheless. So they got the win, and they're headed to the Horizon League tournament, and they don't have to play day one. So when we talk about the Horizon League tournament, we'll talk about that because it's my favorite of the any conference tournament this year.
2 things.
One.
It was January 31st, so
okay,
off by a month.
A little bit. Hey,
but she was honored and nominated and added to the Hall of Fame. She's part of the same Hall of Fame class as John Conchar.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool. The other thing, I want more seasons to end on a rivalry game.
I'm glad you brought this up because I was looking at this the last couple of weeks and it makes no sense that everyone doesn't end with their rival. Like Michigan State, last game of the season.
Yep.
IUND PFW is a reschedule,
But still, last game of the season.
but still last game of the season. Like should always be your rival for the last game of the season, and it should alternate places.
Yep.
If you host the last game, then you get the last game the next year. That's how it should always be. I firmly agree with you.
I mean, in college football, they have their protected rivalry weekend. It's like this weekend, every rival's playing.
Yeah.
Why not make it for basketball, where it's?
I mean, they have the Big Ten, who does an unbalanced schedule. They have protected rivalries too. They just don't have the dates.
I want the dates.
I don't know why they have protected rivalries, but don't have the dates protected. It's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Purdue. The other Purdue, they again for like the fourth week in a row stayed 7th.
Yep.
It's been ridiculous. They went 0-2. They are 22-7 on the season. They've still got more to play. They're 12-6 in the Big Ten. They lost at home to Michigan State 76-74, and then they lost at Ohio State 84-82.
Yeah.
No, that's not correct. They lost by more than that.
Maybe it was supposed to be.
They lost by a few more than that, but
I'll tell you here in a second.
Purdue is 0-4 versus ranked teams in Mackey. Now, to be fair, most of those teams are like Final Four caliber teams, like Iowa State, Michigan.
82-74.
82-74. Most of the teams that the teams that they've lost to, Michigan State, Iowa State, and Illinois. All teams I could see going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
So like losing 4 at home is unheard of, but you are literally losing to teams that I think could potentially win it all.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Like it's and it doesn't feel right because Purdue never loses in Mackey until now.
Until this year, yeah.
Yeah, like they never if you would have told me they lost 4 games in Mackey at the beginning of the season, I would have definitely told you were lying.
Well, I remember last year we talked about the stat of like their win record of against ranked teams specifically in Mackey, and they were like they had single digit losses.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
4 is crazy. Purdue fans are having a tough time.
Dude, it's such a tough time that they booed players during the game.
They did it in both these. They did it in this game, Michigan State, and then it was Daniel Jacobson.
To be specific, yeah.
IU and Purdue booing their backup big. So hot right
Dude,
now.
I don't think we talked about it. I wanted to, and we just it was too depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Reed Bailey, when he checked in today, he was booed. Fans cheered when he checked out.
That's disrespectful. I mean, that's so bad. That's so bad.
In front of recruits, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes me so mad when fans just boo in general, because it's like, I don't know, maybe just try and like be supportive, and like if you're gonna boo, don't go. If you're gonna boo, just don't go.
Yeah.
But Daniel Jacobson and the Ohio State game, we'll kind of talk about these both together. 4 minutes minus 13. In unreal plus minus. Unreal. Pretty crazy. They shot like 50% and from the field and from 3, but just didn't win. It's the first time that they have ever lost under Painter while making 12 threes, out rebounding the other team, having a single digit turnover.
This is the Michigan State game.
Yeah, Michigan State game. That's the very first time that's ever happened under Matt Painter, which is crazy. And then I did watch first half. I watched the first half of the Ohio State game until I got in the car. And I don't know what handshake deal Matt Painter and Jake Diebler have.
Dude, he's got a vendetta against him.
No, they have
Diebler has a vendetta against Painter.
No, I think they have an agreement that like, hey man, I'll keep you coaching at Ohio State. Like, I'll throw one. Like, That's what got him the job at Ohio State. Is immediately
3 years in a row.
They fire Thad, or sorry, not Thad. They fire Chris Holtman.
Holtman, yep.
And then he immediately, very first game, beats number 2 ranked Purdue.
I think so, yeah.
And then I think they beat them last year.
Towards the end of the season.
Maybe in Mackey. It might have been in Mackey. And it was like, what?
But it was, 3 years in a row. Jake Beaver's job potentially on the line.
He beats Purdue. It's crazy. So I don't know what sort of deal he has, but
he's got a deal. He plays it off really well, because did you see any of his post game clips, Painters? He was like, yeah, we guard these sets.
Yeah.
And we guard against them. And like, they can change the play, but it's still run from this set. Like, we're guarding against the set. And I've got guys who have played 120 some games that aren't doing it. I've got guys that have played 28 games that aren't doing it. And like, he was pissed at just the performance of everyone.
What was that quote I sent you? So he did a post game. It's real. Matt, what's his face? Rayfield Davis commented about it. So if it is real, it says, apparently he brought up Robbie Hummel in post game. He never cried about things one time. He just wanted to win. He wanted to know why other people didn't hurt like he did when we lost, and that's what he wanted to know. I said, they're not quite wired like you, brother. She's talking about the other people on his team, but like, it felt like he's like, yeah, this team just doesn't have that dog in them. And that's what it feels like. It really feels like something is missing. It's most of the same guys. I mean, primarily it's most of the same guys from 2 years ago that went to the Final Four. It's all of the same. It's almost all the same guys, with, I would say, improvements from the team that lost to the runner-up on a last second shot.
Yeah.
Like, this team should be a lot better than it is. I don't know. I feel like there's, I mean, people are speculating on Twitter, locker room issues, ego, chasing records, all these things just causing issues, and it's playing out on the court. The product does not look that good right now, and I think Painter is pissed. And if you want to move on from Painter, you're absolutely absurd. That's the stupidest. That's the stupidest conclusion you can make.
Yeah. I said it. I sent you something earlier, and who knows if it's even true, but like, there's a little bit of truth to it when you think about it. Like, the best thing that they had for the last 3.5 years has been the chip that Braden Smith had on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unrecruited, only big offer was Purdue. Went there doing what he could to like show the world that he deserved to be there, and he did. And then now it's like, I mean, there was stuff last week about things he said while playing video games, getting cocky about his income.
Yeah, get a job.
Yeah, and like it. And now, just like the PR disaster class that he's put on.
Yeah,
it's like, what changed?
It was like people were like, build a statue for Braden, and
now he's like the worst thing to ever happen to Purdue.
Now people are really mad at him.
I mean, he today posted the AI.
Yeah, that's crazy. The Allen Iverson
on his
talking about
Instagram.
Practice. Yeah.
Like
which people are obviously reading heavily into. Like, is he saying that the regular season is practice? I mean, listen, winning a lot in the postseason can right a lot of wrongs, but the track record lately has not been good, and the vibes have not been good. So,
yeah, the fans are slowly turning on Purdue, which I never thought would ever happen.
I know. This team was like, I mean, literally, I sent you a post that was like, they're the Avengers from the beginning of the season. And
no, that wasn't even from the beginning of this. That was
it really
last season?
Oh yeah, like heading into the offseason.
Yeah, it just absolutely insane. Let's move on to Southern Indiana. They're 345 in Torvik. That is down from 341. They went 0-2 this week. They finished the regular season. They finished their season 7-23 and 4-16 in the conference. As a reminder, they did not make the OVC conference tournament. They lost at Morehead State 64-63. They lost at Little Rock 89-70. I was really hoping they'd end the season on a win streak after last week.
Dude, yes.
2 big wins. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's ride this momentum. Pick up 2 more wins. No, they did not. They lost both games. Even just
They should have won, man. Josiah Dunham's 3 was too slow. They didn't need the 3 as the thing against Morehead State. They tried. They should have just chucked something up down the lane and instead of passing it out. I mean, he was like a full second late on the final shot that they took against Morehead State, but they led were close, like tied most of the game, and absolutely should have won that game.
Yeah,
that one is a lost opportunity. And then Little Rock, I didn't catch, but they were never even competitive in the second half, man. I mean, they just got blown out.
Yeah,
early and then could never catch up. Sad way to see the Screagles go out, man. I'm a sad scream for me. From this Eagle, a sad scream.
Yeah, and the big thing is it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with like over the next few weeks. I don't know if USI is going to go a different way than Coach G. Obviously, he's got ties to school, played there, won a natty there, right? He was on that natty team.
Yeah,
One Pearl coach.
Yep.
Obviously ties to the school. It's been kind of just downhill the last few years. So
yeah,
like,
it's not been going well.
Really going to be interesting to see kind of what happens. I
mean, it really, has not gone well at all since they moved to Division One. Other than that first year was okay.
Yeah. So it's intriguing to me to see if they make a move in the next few weeks. I'd be shocked if they didn't wait till like closer to NCAA tournament time, but at the same time, like, what do you wait for? This just gives you an opportunity to potentially start looking for a new coach sooner.
Yeah, I would want to have an opening. I mean, it's gonna hard job to fill, but
yeah,
I mean, I
or maybe they make a commitment to add more resources to bring in. But
I just don't think there's any. I don't think there's any. I mean, they got to try and stay competitive in the OBC, but I don't think there's any thing that gives you hope for staying with the current coach and staying with G. I mean, it almost feels like they should have stayed in Division Two. The women's team is is the 3rd seed in the OVC tournament. So like, not a mistake there. I don't want to say that the whole team, like, it's clearly a men's team issue. Yeah, and I unfortunately think that starts with the head coach. So we will keep our eye on that and let you know if the change has been made. Yep.
Then moving on to the last team that we've got, Valpo. They're 153. That is down from 142. They were 1-1 this week. They're 17-14 overall, 11-9 in the conference. That is their final regular season record. They won against Drake 74-71, and then they lost at Evansville on that heartbreaking buzzer beater 80-79. Very promising from that Drake game because they were on a 4-game win streak, which was their second longest since the 2018-2019 season. So it's like, okay, they're winning right when it matters.
Mm-hmm. They're getting hot at the right time.
And then the Evansville game happened.
This is a game that's like they lost. Just they won the game for 39 minutes and 57 seconds. They just didn't win those last 3 seconds. Like, yeah, that was it. I mean, it literally was just that last shot. Like, they were the better team. They couldn't stop Evansville in the second half and just let them come back, and it bit them in the butt because AJ Casey decided to go God mode. He turned on all his bars were green in 2K. he couldn't. He was. Was it when you're heating up in 2K? Yeah, like on a hot streak. It really was. I mean, it was an incredible performance. Not the way you want to end the season, but I mean, honestly, better than getting blown out. Really, I mean, this team has been in so many close games. Like,
So many.
is this Valpo? Yeah.
11 of their last 12 were decided by single digits.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. With 2 overtime wins in there.
Yeah.
Like, if they go to overtime, they're 2-1. So, like, you feel pretty good. This is a team that, like, losing sucks, but I feel really good about the future because I know if they're going to close game, they know how to close it out better than anyone else.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And it will most likely be a close game if Valpo's playing it, which is crazy.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is they are 1-2 in 1-point games.
Yeah. Just got to win by 2.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Which they would have if the clock started on time.
True. Clockgate. Evansville Clockgate. The Ford Center workers were. It's a conspiracy. I'm taking it straight to the top. Commissioner of the Missouri Valley. You know his name?
Commissioner Valley.
Tom Missouri Valley.
All right.
Yeah,
Commissioner
you got
Valley.
It. You got it. Well, we got to specify because there's also Tom Ohio Valley.
That's true. Anything else from Valpo? Just they started to get hot. Obviously, they played close games. They've won a lot of their close games. Now it's into the point where it's win or go home.
Yeah. Every game's game 7 now. Yeah, but, I hate to switch up on Valpo like that, but the Jimmy Chitwood Player of the Week is got to be AJ Casey from Evansville. 37 points, incredible, sensational, 11 rebound. That gives him a double-double. He only missed 4 shots, took 16 of them, and he made all of his threes. He missed 1 free throw, so if you want to knock him for anything, it's that 1 free throw miss. But he made up for it by going down length of the floor in 3.3 seconds and banking in a 3 to win the game by 1, and gives them a win over Valpo and a much needed win. So AJ Casey was incredible. Great performance, 37-point career high for him. So got to be Jimmy Chitwood. It was gonna be Cole Serta. It was gonna be Cole Serta, and then this happened.
This man got mad at me for not asking him the question last week. Then I'm about to ask him the question.
I had to steal your thunder, dude.
And he doesn't let me.
I gotta keep you on your toes.
I need a new co-host.
Right, let's get a third guy in here.
We would suffocate. For those of you who don't know, this room that we're in is very small.
It's got all we need. If it was bigger, we'd have more things on the walls, I guess.
Well, we'd have to have more things to put on.
That's true. What causes one?
Yeah.
If we had
like
more,
the chicken or the egg.
Yeah, if we had more things, maybe our room would become bigger. Let's talk about next week.
So games to be aware of. I mean, we talked about earlier. Ball State. They played 2 games. Both games very crucial. They're 4.5-point dogs against Western Michigan, and then they are half-point favorites against Central Michigan. So, got to watch both those games there.
But the most important game that they play, they won't even be in because it's the UMass game.
That's true.
IU has got to beat Minnesota, and then they've got to beat Ohio State. I mean, they've got to do what their rivals couldn't and beat Ohio State if they want to have any chance in making the tournament. And then, Purdue plays Wisconsin, and then earlier they play with Northwestern. They've got to win both of those to get some morale back.
It's a very hot Wisconsin team too.
That's true.
So,
they if you want your season to be killed or lose a seed line in the NCAA tournament, just play Wisconsin, and they will do that for you.
Yep.
And then Butler finishes the season at DePaul, where they're 1.5-point underdogs, which is a disgusting thing to say. So I'm not going to say it again. Let's hope they win.
Yeah, but it makes you feel better when they're 6-point favorites to Creighton.
That's true. It's true.
But let's talk about the
Conference
OVC, Horizon League, and MVC.
Yeah, we won't talk long on the OVC because we don't have anyone playing in it.
Yeah.
But just so you know, Tennessee State and Morehead State did tie. They both shared the league title, but Tennessee State gets the 1 seed because of whatever rules that they have for head to head. I don't know what it is. But that is actually this OVC tournament is fun because their final game is 8 p.m. on Saturday, the 7th. So around 10 o'clock on Saturday, the 7th, we will have a team in the NCAA tournament.
Because they're the first ones, right?
They are the first bid. So the OVC will be the first team to get the first league to get a team into the tournament. And it is going to be so awesome when it's finally Southern Indiana being the very first team. Just boom, seeing them right there.
Yep.
So good luck to the teams in the OVC. 1 seed Tennessee State, 2 seed Morehead State. It's really all I hope it's one of those teams. So actually, no, I don't. I hope it's SIUE who runs the table and beats Eastern Illinois, UT Martin, and Tennessee State, so Jack Campion can play.
Now the Horizon League, Adam. This is your favorite.
Yeah, the 2026 Barbasol Horizon League Men's Championship bracket. It's my favorite. It's the longest one. I think it's over a week long. Sorry, it is seven days from
8
start
days.
to finish.
8 calendar day. Oh, yeah.
7. Yeah, 8. Yeah, it's 8. Ridiculous. So here's the thing: everyone makes it. Which, first of all, I think everyone should make the conference tournament. I think it's the spirit of anyone can.
I mean, the Big Ten even expanded to everyone.
Yeah, I think everyone should make it. Like, if you don't want to, like, if you want to have everyone like host the first round for those like teams that normally wouldn't make it off campus, and then or on campus for the favorite team, and then ship them all to wherever you're hosting the tournament. This one's my favorite because it starts very weird. They have the play-in game at the 10 and 11, which is Cleveland State and IU Indy. They play each other on Monday. So this game is tomorrow. And so we're going to get to watch IU Indy play again already. And then the winner of that plays the 1 seed, which is Wright State. Then it's regular. It's 2 versus 9, 3 versus 8, 4 versus 7, and 5 versus 6. So everyone then plays the second round. So no one gets a first round bye technically because there's the play in.
Yeah.
And IU India, like we said, will be playing Cleveland State. Purdue Fort Wayne is going to be going and playing at Green Bay. So those games are on Tuesday and Wednesday. Then they break until Sunday. And everything for the quarterfinals on is in Indy, where IU Indy has played a game or two. So this is where it gets interesting. They take all the winners of the
they like reseed everyone.
They reseed everyone because there's going to be 5 teams that make it out. So they take the 1, 2, 3, 4. So they take the worst seeded team and the worst seeded and the second worst seeded team, and they play on Sunday. So let's say the 1 seed wins, the 2 seed wins, the 3 seed wins, the 4 seed wins, and the 5 seed wins. That means the 5 and the 4 seed then would play each other on Sunday for basically like another play. And so if you win the first round and you're one of the top 3 seeds at that point, you get a bye again.
Yeah.
And then it's the best seed, the top seed from the first round game. So potentially Wright State would be playing like the winner of the 4-5 game.
Yeah. Or if IU Indy wins and then beats Wright State.
Yeah.
And then Youngstown State beats RMU, then Detroit Mercy would be the highest seed. So they'd be the new 1 seed.
So they reseed it, and it's like, okay, if the best team to make it through the first round was the 7 seed, they are now the new 1 seed, which I think is cool because if you're a 1 bid league, you want your best team to make it.
Yeah.
You want your best team to make it. So you want to give them the best chance. And like a lot of teams do that by making the 1 seed have a 4-round bye and only have you going straight to the semis or whatever.
The Fun Belt.
Yeah. But like they do it, they reseed you because like if the number 1 team loses, then to the 11 seed, then they'll probably have to play the 2 seed in the next round, which I think is fair to just like, have the best remaining team win. But it's also fun because you get chaos, man. And you never know who you're going to play next.
Yeah.
And it's impossible just to bracket it out. So it's so
that's why
fun.
they give you 4 days.
Yeah. And so that's why you go from Tuesday and Wednesday to Sunday and then Monday and Tuesday. So it's fun. But if you win the first round and you're not the 2 worst teams who won, you get automatically to the semifinals. So that's pretty cool. It's fun. I could talk, like, it's hard to describe, but it makes complete sense if you just like think about it for a second. So
everything makes sense if you think about it for a second.
Not true. I did calculus 3 and it was like I needed a one-time math major in there, man. I'll tell you
That's
that.
why I was.
Was a math major.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Monday, IU Indy, and then Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not sure when. I should find that out. Will be PFW against Green Bay.
Yeah. And then the Missouri Valley Arch Madness. So the official bracket does not come out until tomorrow, based on our understanding, because there's net implications. But
Yeah.
I think based on, like, they wait for the net to come out, but I don't believe that there were any like major tiebreakers. So
Yeah, they can't say definitively
Yeah.
what the rankings.
So
will be.
we went to Twitter and cross-referenced, I think, 4 different brackets that people posted out, different beat writers, different basketball people. And what we've come up with, or what we have, we believe is going to be very close to the final bracket.
Yeah, this should be it.
Right? I mean, Belmont won the league. Bradley finished second. Illinois State, Murray State, Illinois, Chicago. Things to note for us is first round game starts on Thursday, March 5th. You got the 8-9 seeds playing. But then you also have the 7-10 seed. As things currently stand, Valpo is a 7 seed. Indiana State is a 10 seed. So they will more than likely be facing off at 7 p.m. on the 5th for the chance to move on to play the 2 seed Bradley on Friday. And then you got Evansville with the 11 seed playing Northern Iowa, who's the 6th seed. That's 9:30 on Thursday as well. So we will know at minimum. We will have one team moving on to the second round of Arch Madness, just because not all 3 teams can move on to the second round, but 2 of our 3 have the potential to as well, but guaranteed 1.
Yeah, the best we could get is 2 teams in the semifinals.
Yes,
That's
where
the
they
best we
would
could
then,
get.
because they're on the same side of the bracket, where they would then, so say Indiana State and Evansville win their first game, they move on, then Indiana State beats Bradley, Evansville beats Illinois State, Indiana State and Evansville would face off in the semifinals.
Yeah.
On Saturday, where it would also then be narrowed down to 1.
If AJ Casey misses that shot, Valpo's the 5 seed,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah.
But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's Arch Madness. One of the most fun, I think. It's just such a fun environment. Everyone loves it, and it's you get some really cool stories. Like All Right last year, you get some good stuff happening in Arch Madness. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. With the potential to
Let's see Valpo or Evansville or Indiana State make it through, man. Let's see it.
love to see one of them in the dance.
Yeah.
Speaking of the dance, it is March 1st to be specific.
First one.
And I kid you not, at midnight last night, or this morning, today, I got 4 emails from like CBS, ESPN, like every major sports platform that has bracket challenges. I got emails about them saying, sign up now, make your pool. And we in fact did last year. We did a bracket pool and had a good number of folks join in. We rewarded the winner with a piece of State of Basketball apparel.
Could be you.
We haven't settled on what our prize will be this year, just because we haven't talked about it. But we did set our bracket up. You can search it. I believe you can probably just search the bracket name. It's TSOB 26.
Yeah, I just posted a link on Twitter.
Posted a link on Twitter, so head over to our Twitter account to join in and create your bracket. Obviously, you can't create it yet, but you can join in, have it ready. We'll determine what the prize will be. It'll either be a piece of our merch or a piece of merch from your favorite team. Those are the likely options. Obviously, we'll consult with the winner to determine what they want and their size and get their address and whatnot. But there will be a prize. It's not monetary, but you'll get a piece of apparel to some degree if you win. We posted the link. Obviously, you can share it with whomever you want. There's no limit. You don't have to be in the state of Indiana. You don't have to follow a state of Indiana team either to join, obviously.
Bonus points if you do.
We prefer it. But again, anyone that wants to join can join. The more, the merrier. But now let's go ahead and expand our lens and look at things that happened last week in the other 49 states.
I have a note of positivity if you're an Indiana fan and you didn't score for 9 minutes. UConn beat St. John's 72-40. St. John's missed their last 24 shots. They missed 20. They shot the ball 24 times at the hoop and it didn't go in. They shot 19.6% from the field. Jaren, that is the worst shooting percentage for anyone this season. All college basketball season, no one has shot worse. That's insane.
And that happened literally
on Wednesday,
the day after the Indiana game.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
instant copium.
Yeah. Granted, St. John's is going to the tournament, but
and UConn is a very much better team.
Probably going to be a 1 seed, but yeah, ridiculous. So there's a little bit of hope for you.
Yeah. Cool thing happened on Thursday. Ty Harper for Oral Roberts was senior night. He became the first Division I player to score 45 or more points and go 20 of 20 or better from the free throw line since 1966. He finished with 47 points, 21 for 21 from free throw, and 12 of 24 from the field. 12 of 24 from the field and had 47 points. What is he, SGA out there?
Yeah, dude.
But really cool thing on his senior night for Oral Roberts. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's sick.
It's awesome. Friday night, we kind of alluded to this a little bit. Miami of Ohio did make it to 29-0, but it took a last-second shot after trailing for basically the whole game at Western Michigan. And at halftime, Travis Steele was so pissed off that he knocked over a DJ speaker as he stormed to the tunnel, which is crazy. It was like the fan DJ, dude. Like,
that was probably an expensive speaker too.
Yeah, apparently he's gonna pay for it, but that's not the point, man. You can't do that.
No,
you can't do that. That's messed up. So, glad they got the win because honestly, it would have been disastrous if they got that loss.
I mean, it would have effectively.
They would have had to win the MAC tournament guaranteed, or they were able,
Yeah, that's season altering loss.
Yeah. Another season-altering loss is L.J. Kaysen for Michigan, probably the best backup point guard in the country. ACL. ACL's been snapping like flies this year, dude. That's not really a thing that flies do, but snapping like rubber bands, I guess.
Well, no, rubber bands, when you snap it, they go back.
Yeah, but not when you snap it,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
snapping like a Slim Jim. ACLs have been snapping like Slim Jims. I got there. It was coming to me. ACLs have definitely been snapping like Slim Jims, and LJ Kaysen was the latest one. Charles Bediako update. He's done. Allegedly. He'll try again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But a judge denied his request. So that was nice. It's good news. Good news for college basketball fans.
Yeah.
Saturday, St. Mary's. We talked about this in our games of the week. St. Mary's did beat Gonzaga, so it did come down to this. If Gonzaga won, they won it out. They won the WCC outright for the last time ever. But if St. Mary's won, then they would share. And St. Mary's did in fact won. They went nuclear in the second half and ended up winning, beating Gonzaga for the last time in the WCC. And Randy Bennett just continues to impress, and I hope that these teams, now that they're not going to be in league with each other, I hope that they schedule home and home every year because they need to play every single year. It should not end just because they're leaving the WCC.
Yeah, I agree. So Alex Caravan went through senior day.
Yep.
For UConn, Dan Hurley was a mess. Obviously, Caravan's been special to that program. I don't think I've seen it before, very rarely at least, where not only did he go through senior day, they hung his jersey in the rafters.
Right then.
They added him into the Hall of Fame on the spot. I think he's the winningest player ever at UConn.
You started out with 2 national titles.
Yeah, yeah. So really cool there. And then Texas Tech beat Iowa State. Remember this? This is the Texas Tech without JT Toppin. Beat him by 9, and it was funny because the funny thing to me happened after the game. So a prominent college basketball personality mentioned that without JT Toppin, Texas Tech would probably be a 10 seed. After the game, said personality was interviewing Grant McCaslin still, with the Iowa State background still, directly after, and in the interview after winning, Grant McCaslin just held up 10 fingers and just smiled.
Yeah.
He's like,
10 seed, my God.
10 seed.
All right, let me go be the 1 seed then.
Yeah, for real. Then another thing I saw, Utah State, they are the Aggies, right? The student section is called the Herd, HURD.
Okay.
So like a lot of programs do, they put out shirts in the sections. Well, they put the shirts out in a cow spot pattern.
That was pretty sick.
They filled it. This is like a half their gym, I think. At least an entire quadrant, so at least 25%. But it was all white shirts, and they intermingled the black shirts, and it looked really cool when you just see the shirts draped over the seats. But then everyone had the shirts on, and it looked incredible. It included the band, the student section, even some of the not general admission, but like ticket holder, like people who bought tickets.
Yeah.
It was sick. Just seeing,
I love when people do stuff like that. It's like such a, it's not going to stay long. Like it pretty much will exist for that picture because you're doing with the shirts on, but it's just above and beyond.
Yeah.
It's like better than striping out the arena,
Yeah.
And then it brings me to that point. Wear the shirt. If you're there and they give out a shirt, wear the shirt.
Yeah.
If it fits.
Yeah.
Wear the shirt.
They should fix. They put like massive sizes.
Yeah.
I think they try to take a one size fits all.
Right. And then you can trade it out or whatever usually. So wear the shirt.
And then in very sad news, Chad Baker Mazara's college career has come to a close. It was announced today that the school announced that he was no longer part of the basketball program. With 2 games left, I'm sure it'll come out of why, but I suspect there's just a compounding things that came up from this. And it's just a reminder. I think this is interesting. The dude's been around forever.
Yeah.
So his career from 2020 to 2021, that season he was at Duquesne. The 21-22 season, he was at San Diego State, where he was kicked off the team. Spent a year at JUCO, 22-23. 23-25, he was at Auburn. 25-26, he was at USC, where he also got kicked off the team. So if things are aligning, then he'll end up in JUCO next year, where we will then see him after that season return to a Division I school after that.
You didn't hear a fun fact? Michigan's Yaxel Lenderborg is 23, right? He's old. He's an old guy.
Yeah.
Yaxel Lenderborg is closer in age to CJ Cox than he is to Chad Baker Mazara. How is that real life? How is this real life, man?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Let's talk about next week.
The final week of the regular season for the remaining schools. Monday, our game of the day. This is the second. Is Iowa State at Arizona at 9 p.m. Iowa State, they're tied for Kansas for second in the Big 12. 3 games behind Arizona. So a chance to kind of get closer to that. They're fighting for a 1 or 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. And then also, as we mentioned earlier, the Horizon League tournament starts with IU-Indy tipping off against Cleveland State. So 2 marquee games to watch there.
Tuesday, March 3rd, our game of the day is Clemson at North Carolina at 7 p.m. Clemson just beat Louisville, and it seems like they'll go dancing, but North Carolina needs to win if they want to try and keep a good seed now that they're, down a player. Snapping like Slim Jims there to North Carolina too. And then the Patriot League and the Sun Belt tournaments start on Tuesday as well.
You mean the Fun Belt?
The Fun Belt, yes.
And anyone who doesn't know that reference, just look up the Sun Belt's bracket.
It's like the WCC bracket.
Yeah,
it's an absolute gauntlet.
There's also a six-way tie for second.
Yeah.
So there's a second place team that
like 4 additional games.
Yeah. Wednesday the 4th, we got Loyola Chicago at St. Louis at 8 p.m. St. Louis did lose to Dayton last week. Can they beat Loyola? We'll see. It would definitely hurt their seeding if they did. Dayton is a potential team that could make it into the NCAA tournament. Loyola is not there. So big implications there for the Billikens. We also have the ASUN, OVC, NEC, Big South, and Summit League tournaments starting on Wednesday.
On Thursday, the 5th, we have South Florida at Memphis. So South Florida just won the AAC. They're 12-3. I think they just won another game, so they're probably 12-4 now. And they're in first, so they just won by 2 games. So they can't lose the AAC anymore. But they do have to play Memphis, who you would think would win the AAC, would win the American. But they're 7-8. They might not even make the American tournament, dude. So Penny Hardaway is having a tough one there, and he now has to try and coach for his job against the team that just won the conference. And then the MAC with 2 A's tournament starts.
NAAC.
Yeah, the MBC, the Missouri Valley, and the WCC tournaments all start on Thursday. So lock in.
Friday the 6th, we've got UCF at West Virginia at 8 p.m. UCF, they're making a sneaky push for a good seed in the tournament. They're currently at an 8 bracket matrix, so if they keep winning, they could bump up. Then we also have CAA and SoCon tournaments starting on Friday the 6th.
On Saturday the 7th, our game of the day is Louisville at Miami. These teams aren't winning the ACC, but they're playing for seeding. Louisville's 9-7, Miami's 12-4. They've both been really good, and so they're both trying to play for a higher seed in the tournament. So they're both single-digit seeds right now. They want to stay that way. And then the America East, the Big Sky, and then, like we said, the OVC will have their championship game on Saturday at 8. So tune in.
Sunday the 8th. You said Saturday the 8th. That confused me. Sunday the 8th. We got Michigan State at Michigan at 5:30. We talked about it earlier. Rivalry games to finish off the season. Michigan already clinched the Big Ten outright last week, but they're playing for a chance to sweep their rival as well, but doing it on their home court this time. Then we also have the Southland tournament starting.
A lot of good ball, and when we talk next week, everyone will be in the postseason, and a lot of people's seasons will be done. So now we are going to do Guess the Game, and I think I gave you the clue first this time.
That's correct. As a reminder, we're both 5-7, and this is probably our last Guess the Game of the year.
Yeah, probably. Well, maybe we might do. Nah. Probably our last one. So
just because it'd be hard because games.
Yeah.
You'd have to pick like a game that's already like the next day kind of thing.
Like next week it'd have. Yeah, next week it'd have to be like, one of the first round games or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna give you mine. I went with wordplay here, so.
Okay.
Good luck. I can't shake a feeling that I'm going to hurl.
Marquette, UConn.
Yeah, there you go. Can't shake a feeling that I'm going to hurl. That's UConn at Marquette at 12:30 on Saturday the 7th.
I like that.
Nicely done.
That was fun.
I was like, I can't say Shaka because then, it would be too obvious. And I don't want to throw you off and be like, Wichita State.
Yeah.
Because that is something that I thought would be a possibility, but very well done.
Okay. All right. So my guess the game for you is hang 10 with some church owls.
Hang 10 with some church owls.
Mm-hmm.
Church owls. Church owls. Church owls. Hang 10
Hang 10.
with some church owls.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an owls team? Owls. Rice is an owl. Hang 10. Probably Florida Atlantic. Because they're the owls. Church. Church. This is the American. This is the American. Because if it's. Oh, this is going to kill me. Hang 10 with some church owls. Church. What would be a church team in the American? Tulsa's in there. I don't know what their mascot is. Probably like the Bulls. Rice. South Florida. None of these are speaking to me. Hang 10. 10. Hang 10. Church owls. But the hang 10 makes me think of the Big 10 or the or the A10. There's a lot of religious schools in the A10, a lot of saints. Hang 10. I'm stuck on the hang 10 part. Church owls. What? I don't have a clue. I don't know.
You want a hint?
Sure.
You're right in the American.
Dude, that almost doesn't help me. Who the heck is in the American? It's Florida Atlantic and who? Hang 10. 10. 10, 10, 10. Hang 10. So it's like a surfing team. Where's that? Dude. Church. Who's church? Who's
Preach.
church? Oh my gosh, dude. This is going to kill me. You know, I either know it or I don't. And I'm going to hear it and I'm going to be like, I don't know. I'm just going to say Florida Atlantic and. I think it's in the American. I'm just going to say Rice. Both owls, I think. Both owls.
When you started going down the American, I was like, okay, he can get there. He can get there. Then you said Florida Atlantic, and I think you got really hung up on that. It is neither Florida Atlantic nor Rice. It is the Tulane Green Wave
Okay.
and the Temple Owls.
Temple owls, not Rice. I always forget about Temple.
Yeah.
I was never getting to Tulane.
I thought the Green Wave makes you think. I want to say Ride the Wave, but then I thought you'd think Purdue Fort Wayne, and I was like, I think that would be too.
They do own that.
But that game is Thursday, March 5th at 7 p.m.
Brutal. Brutal. Yeah, I couldn't get there.
I wanted to, because I tried to tie something together for like, I was like, okay, church owls, okay, temple is a lot of people should, I would think, affiliate with the church, with temple, with like their church, because it's, a religious location. And then owls was just a tie-in. It was like so church owls, temple owls,
Mm-hmm.
and then the green wave,
Yeah.
surfing, hanging ten, popular
Stuck on
phrase.
FAU, man.
Yeah,
Couldn't get
a
off it.
lot of owls in the American. I will say that's I'll take some onus on it.
Isn't it? What are the Owls?
Because I'm
Is Kennesaw State the Owls too?
yeah.
I think those are the three, right? It's Kennesaw State, FAU, and Temple.
Kennesaw State's in Conference USA though.
Yeah,
But
just think of Owl teams.
I mean, Rice is also the Owls.
Are they?
Yep.
Wild. 3 of the 4. For what it's worth, this is just a last second thing. If you scroll down, for what it's worth, I saw a Trilly graphic on coaching hot seats.
Oh yeah, I've seen this a couple times.
He just posted a new one. This hot seat trending out. He has Ball State hot seat trending out. Evansville hot seat trending out. Southern Indiana hot seat trending out. I mean, I don't know what Trilly knows. I'm not Trilly. I wish. It'd be hilarious.
So that's what Trilly would say.
Yeah.
Trilly would also.
He said hot seat next year would be Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I think that's it of our teams.
Yeah, I don't see any other ones. I've seen a lot of people mentioning that Valpo should likely be under hot commodities.
Yeah,
I don't know
guys who people should look at.
Yeah, I don't know that Powell is quite there, but
I'd take a look at him if I were somebody.
Yeah, if I was a mid major, for sure, since they're kind of a low major.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Missouri Valley is a really good conference.
That's true. I think if I'm like a MAC school or even like the American.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go anywhere less than the American probably.
Yeah.
If I were him, I would also probably not leave Valpo because
there's no reason to.
They love you there and you love it there. But plus, I mean, staying in Arch Madness, man. Plus, he's close to Chicago, he's close to Illinois, he's close to everything he needs up there. I wouldn't imagine him moving down south like that.
Oh, Butler is also on it. They're on
old
there.
Guys.
Old guys.
But that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I could see Ball State, Evansville, and Southern Indiana all opening up for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Just something to watch.
Something to ponder here.
And we'll also make sure that
if news comes out, we'll talk about it.
Yep.
Just if a move is made.
For sure. Well, the clock is showing quadruple zeros, so it's time for us to get out of here. Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball podcast. We will see you next time. And remember, in 49 states,
it's just basketball.